These Democratic socialists are knocking out Democratic establishment candidates. People, that
Go to ChangeYourLife.com and try it for yourself. Better energy, better rest, better rhythm.
these Democratic socialists are knocking out Democratic establishment candidates. People,
Yep.
that have been doing this for quite some time and
Words.
build data. That's why they say they want to take them out. They say they're part of the problem. They need to move the Democratic Party in a new direction. And in this race here in New York City, an endorsement from
It
the
is a
mayor,
scary
more than an
direction.
endorsement from the party's top leaders.
In this case, it is a scary direction.
A year ago tomorrow.
Mom
They say they're part of
Connie.
the problem. They need to
Mom
move the
Connie.
Democratic Party in a new direction. And in this race here in New York City, an endorsement from the mayor meant more than an endorsement. Now, they say they're part of the problem. They need to move the Democratic Party in a new direction.
Very
And in
woke.
this race here in New York City, an endorsement from the mayor meant more than an endorsement from the party's top leaders.
That last June, a year ago tomorrow, was not an anomaly. It was not the end. It was the beginning.
Mamdani went 3 for 3 last night with fellow Democratic
Yep,
socialist
a sweep.
Daria Liza Avila Chevalier,
F all
Claire
of these
Valdez,
people.
and
F
progressive
all of
Brad
these
Lander winning. And Brad Lander won fast. We were watching those results come in. They all want to do a few things, all right? Abolish ICE, defund the police, cut ties with Israel, and
Goofy.
take the party in a new direction.
Cuts ties with Israel is the only laudable thing out of the things she just said. Cuts ties with Israel.
It was the beginning.
This is the only. This part is the only laudable part. Cuts ties with Israel. The relationship we have with Israel is unreciprocal, unrequited, unrequited. It is not mutual. They breach agreements, Israel does. Israel breaches agreements. Israel goes against the wishes of the U.S., against the wishes of Trump. Israel attacks innocent people. Crazy stuff, bro. Israel commits war crimes. Israel commits war crimes. Starves people, deprives people of necessities, medicine, foods, water, electricity. Israel engages in barbarity, savagery.
Abolish ICE, defund the police, cut ties with Israel, and take the party in a new direction. One of the night's biggest upsets.
So this part is laudable, but abolish ICE is trash. Abolish prisons is trash.
And she is strongly anti-Israel.
Abolish the border is trash.
She went to school there, and she was also leading those camp. Newcomer, rather, he's not. And she is strongly anti-Israel.
The police is trash.
Columbia because she went to school there, and she was police, cut ties with Israel, and take the party in a new direction.
But
one of the night's biggest upsets,
distance from Israel, laudable. It is laudable.
He's a newcomer. She's a
the
newcomer,
distance from Israel part is laudable.
Israel. I keep thinking back. Did I see her out in Columbia because she went to school? Police cut ties with Israel and take the party in a new direction. One of the night's biggest upsets, Chevalier knocking off 5-term Congressman Adriano Espellat. He's a newcomer. She's a newcomer, rather. He's not. And she is strongly anti-Israel. I keep thinking back. Did I see her out in Columbia?
This doesn't automatically make a politician or a person bad being anti-Israel. If you are anti the government, anti-Netanyahu, anti-Cretanyahu, if you are just anti the government, anti-Netanyahu, Cretanyahu, Gavir Smotrich, anti-IDF, if you are just against these parts, then you are not evil automatically. But if you say F Jews, they control everything, yes, you are evil. But to be fair to DAC, even though I strongly dislike DAC, she's very manipulative, she's very woke, she's very bad, she's very unlaudable, she is shamelessly unempathetic, she's all of these things, she plays the victim, she's she's terrible, bro. Even though there is an aversion to this lady, she did condemn Hamas, so salutes for that. I give her credit for denouncing Hamas, but she's still goofy. She's still very woke. She's still very dangerous. Abolishing prisons, ICE, border, the police. This will lead to more damage, pain, killings, deaths, fatalities, to more trauma, to more devastation, to more chaos, to more destruction, to more nonsense. So F her still, but I give her credit for denouncing Hamas.
Chevalier knocking off 5-term Congressman Adriana Esplayat. She's a newcomer rather, he's not. And she is strongly anti-Israel. I keep thinking back, did I see her out of Columbia? Because she went to school there and she was also leading those campus protests. Israel also the defining issue.
She still goes there. She's in the doctoral program. She's an aspiring professor.
She was also leading those campus protests.
She teaches sociology, undergrad sociology courses at certain New York colleges.
To Brad Lander was because of Israel.
But she's not a university professor yet.
But it's not just the Jews who will lose.
She wishes to be. She aspires to be a university professor. She aspires to be a university professor. She aspires to be a university professor.
Columbia because she went to school there and she was also leading those campus protests. Israel also the defining issue in this race. One of the main reasons that Congressman Dan Goldman Columbia because she went to school there and she was also leading those campus protests. Israel also the defining issue in this race. Because she went to school there and she was also leading those campus protests. Israel also the defining issue in this race. One of the main reasons that Congressman Dan Goldman lost to Brad Lander was because of Israel. They're both Jewish.
Not the only reason, but
it's not just
it isn't the only reason. Certain people who voted for Lander did vote because Goldman is very pro-Israel, but there are people who voted for Lander who are not one-issue voters, who, it is far from the truth that everybody who voted for Lander is a one-issue voter. There are people who voted for this man as in Lander, who support his immigration views, stances, who support his views on ICE, different things. So it isn't just because of the Israel stuff, the Israel conflict, the Gaza stuff, the Middle East stuff. It is also because of Lander's opinions on immigration, ICE. Lander is pro-abolition of ICE. It is crazy, but this is the truth. You have people who voted for Lander who supports his stance on ICE, on immigration. They believe what Lander believes when it comes to ICE. ICE is abusing power. The agents, they're abusing their authority. They're violating people's rights. The truth is that not every agent is violating people's rights, but let people like Lander tell it. They're all violating people's rights. The whole thing needs to be eliminated. Crazy. But I get the reason why people say they only voted for Lander because of the Israel stuff.
issue in this race. One of the main reasons that Congressman Dan Goldman lost to Brad Lander was because of Israel. They're both Jewish, but boy, do they have different takes.
Yeah.
But it's not just the Jews.
Dan Goldman
Lander, he is a self-professed liberal Zionist,
Jewish, but boy, do they have different
my
takes.
memory is correct.
But it's not just the Jews.
Dan Goldman lost to Brad Lander.
They do share commonalities. One is they both believe, Lander and Goldman they both believe that Israel should be a state. But the differences includes that Lander believes what is happening in Gaza is a genocide. He does believe he doesn't blame Hamas for what's happened to for the war between Israel and Gaza. He knows that this war started many decades before 10/7/23, on which Hamas vilely attacked innocent festival goers in Israel. A lot of the people were, there were many young people, there were many Israeli people who went to this festival. Yeah, Hamas is terrible, terroristic, a terror group, demonic, devilish, all of these things, subhuman. So is IDF. So is the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces, for purposely offing kids, seeking aid, nutriment, offing women, innocent people. Most of the people IDF killed were innocent people, bro. 83% of the deceased were civilians. So, yeah, the IDF, Goldman can say this was a justified response from Israel, from IDF, after Hamas attacked Israel. Yeah, Goldman believes it was a justified response. He blames Hamas for everything, but this is disingenuous, dishonest. It is crazy. It is garbage. It is rubbish. It is crazy. He can believe this stuff, but it is trash, it is rubbish, it is malarkey, it is hogwash, it is cod, it is bunk. Yeah, bro. It is all the way crazy. It is all the way crazy. Lander, he believes that Israel is a genocidal state. Goldman doesn't believe Israel is a genocidal state. So one is tougher on Israel, but not abusive of Israeli people or Jewish people. Goldman is, Goldman, he's softer on IDF. He's soft on IDF. He's softer on the Israeli government. But don't get it twisted, though. Goldman doesn't believe everything Israel is doing is good, but he's still softer than Lander when it comes to this Israel conflict, to the Israel-Gaza conflict, to the war, to the Middle East stuff. So, yeah, when it comes to this topic, Lander is more based than Goldman, but they both are critical of the government, but Goldman isn't critical enough of the government. Lander is sufficiently critical of the government, even though he's pro-Israel too. They're both pro-Israel, but he doesn't simp for Israel like Goldman does. He's not super pro-Israel. Goldman is super pro-Israel, which is terrible, cringy, lame, trash. It is unlaudable. It is detestable, despicable. Yeah, but there's no hate from me for any of these two people. There's no wish of harm or violence against any of these two people. There are things that they both say that I agree with. There are things they say I disagree with. There are things they say I disagree with. So yeah, there's a balance, there's a nuance, there's impartiality there. They do say things I agree with, they also say things I disagree with. So yeah. But it's no odium for these people. Yours truly has no odium or hatred for any of these two people.
Because of Israel. They're both Jewish, but boy, do they have different takes.
But it's not just the Jews who will lose, it will be everybody else.
How do you balance that with being anti-APAC, anti-Israel, and a lot of things?
It is good to be anti-APAC. It is good to be anti-APAC, to be anti-Israeli governments, because they support ethnic cleansing. They support killing of innocent people. They support starvation. They support deprivation. They support illegal dispossession of people from their homes. They support expropriation, stealing of land.
Chevalier knocking off 5-term Congressman Adriana Espellat. She's a newcomer rather, he's not. And she is strongly anti-Israel. I keep thinking back, did I see her out of
It will be everybody else.
How do you balance that?
They, as in the Netanyahus, the Creedanyahus, the Gavirs, the Smotriches.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a proud Jewish New Yorker. I wear it on my sleeve, raising my Jewish kids in this.
Anti-APAC, anti-Israel, and a lot of things, but you're Jewish.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a proud Jewish New Yorker. I wear it on my sleeve, raising my Jewish kids in this city, like, proudest thing in my life. It's an incredible city for Jews for a century. I'm gonna fight to keep it that way.
But a lot of Jewish voters don't feel safe in New York or across the country.
Valdez, Lander, Sanders,
not just in the Big Apple.
Mamkani,
Socialists won
DAC.
nearly every key race across New
Super
York State
progressives.
yesterday. And some voters tell me the
Super
reason I
wokies.
came to the United States wasn't to deal with this. I came to escape.
They all
socialist
support
policies.
abolish ICE. Valdez, all three candidates
No.
that Mamkani endorsed. They all support the abolition of ICE. They support the taxation of the rich. I see the taxation of the rich as punishment of the rich people who really grind it for their riches, for their abundance, for their money, who really puts in the efforts, the hours,
And the DSA is calling New York City the commie corridor. That's
who were really sedulous, who were really disciplined, diligent, hardworking. It is punishment of efforts, of grind, of hard work.
That I think those Democratic leaders are watching too, Bill.
Trash, disgraceful.
And the DSA is calling New York City the commie
They don't
corridor.
believe
That's a
in.
new one, so I don't know
They
if I should
say
talk back to you and say live from the
they
commie
want
corridor
the
or
rich
live from
to
the
pay their
Capitol.
fair
But one
share,
thing
but
here is we're
it
gonna
is
have to see
cap,
question
it is
is
mendacity,
Northern
it is
County's playbook
it
gonna
is
work,
manipulation
in
when they
November?
say they
That's the
want
big
the
question that I
rich
think those
to
Democratic
pay their
leaders are
fair
watching
share.
too, Bill.
Nah, what they want the rich to do is to pay way more than what is reasonable, what is fair, what makes sense. Yeah, crazy.
From Latin America, we have Venezuela.
Wokeness is a disease.
Tell me the reason I came to the United States wasn't to deal with this. I came to escape socialist policies. Do you want to bring socialism in?
No.
Why?
No, why? Because
Tell me the reason I came to the United States wasn't to deal with this. I came to escape socialist policies. Do you want to bring socialism in?
no.
Why?
No, why? Because I'm from Latin America. We have Venezuela. We have Cuba. We know Spanish speaker.
Hispanohablantes. Hispanoparlantes.
And the DSA.
Spanish-speaking people.
We have Cuba. We know
Hispanohablantes. Hispanoparlantes.
We don't want this in New York. No, Spanish speaker, Latin America, we know what it means socialist. What it means. We don't want this in New York.
Nueva York.
And the DSA is calling New York City
The Democratic
Commie Corridor.
Socialists
That's a new one. So
of
I don't know if I should
America.
toss it back to you and say live from the Commie Corridor or live from Big
Talib,
Apple. But one
Omar.
more thing here is we're going to have to see. The question is Zoran Mamdani's playbook going to work?
The Palestinian Rashida
Tlaib,
Tlaib,
Democratic leaders are watching
the
too,
Somali woman
You know what? I'm actually
Ilhan
excited about
Omar,
this. I'm actually
Ilhan Wokmar,
Because I think the
Ilhan
world-
Fomar, F-O-E,
And you-
enemy.
But I'm actually excited about this. I'm actually happy.
in November? That's a big question that I think those Democratic leaders are watching too, Bill.
You know what? I'm actually excited about this. I'm actually happy.
In November, that's a big question that I think those Democratic leaders are watching too, Bill.
Noviembre.
You know what? I'm actually excited about this. I'm actually happy. Because I think the world and you ignorant folk in New York who voted for this, you need to
Crazy.
find out. You need to F around and find out. You need to find out for yourself why this is stupid. When you're sick, because I don't live in New York.
Same.
I do no
Me
business
neither.
in New York. I don't even care.
Word.
To be quite honest, I live in Arizona. That's the furthest place I can find away from New York. When your city come crumbling down, then you will realize that what you did
Decay,
was
collapse,
stupid,
ruin.
and communism don't work.
Socialism.
All that free
Socialism.
stuff is stupid.
But yeah,
Nothing in life is free.
facts.
When they run out of other people's money, you're gonna be eating out of a trash can, and I'm gonna laugh at you.
That's
and
tough.
You know what's gonna happen is everybody's gonna go buy up your real estate when the real estate prices are low in New York City. When you lose your house and go into bankruptcy.
It's tough.
And I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna feel sorry for none of you socialist nut jobs. I'm just gonna take your stuff and let
Yo, nut jobs is one of the cringiest labels. I really detest this label, nut jobs. Yo, lots of MAGA people, lots of Republican pundits, many Repub pundits say this label. It is a dismissive label. I get it though. A lot of Democrats are programmed, brainwashed, deluded, warped. But to say they're nut jobs as if you are on some armchair psychology-ish is crazy. People gotta chill, bro. The nut job-ish is all the way trash to me. It is corny, it is lame, it is cringy. It is inaccurate, it is unfair, it is think of a different words. Like he loves this word nut jobs, bro. He loves to say nut jobs to people he disagrees with, bro. I get it, bro, but you gotta chill. You have to take a chill pill. Yeah. Many Democrats are terrible, evil, disgraceful, yes. But there's a better word than nut jobs. There is for sure a better word than this, bro. Knock it off.
you sleep on the floor outside of the house that I just took from you at half the price. Your house and go into bankruptcy. And I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna feel sorry for none of you socialist nut jobs. I'm just gonna take your stuff and let you sleep on the floor outside of the house that I just took from you at half the price. This is what's gonna happen. All the billionaires and all the money.
The socialist label is fair, but the nut jobs label is not.
You lose your house and go into bankruptcy. And I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna feel sorry for none of you socialist nut jobs. I'm just gonna take your stuff and let you sleep on the floor outside of the house that I just took from you at half the price. This is what's gonna happen. All the billionaires and all the money makers gonna
millionaires, multi-millionaires,
and you guys
multi-millionaires.
like Gotham.
Yep.
Your house and go into bankruptcy.
Spooky,
and I'm not
dark.
Gonna care. I'm not gonna feel sorry for none of you socialist nut
Gloomy.
jobs. I'm just gonna take your stuff and let you sleep on the floor outside of the house that I just took from you at half the price. This is what's gonna happen. All the billionaires and all the money makers,
the rich people, the wealthy people,
New York City, and you guys are gonna go crumbling down. It's gonna look like Gotham.
tough.
And we're gonna laugh at you as we take all of your economic success. that you watch dwindle in front of you. Now, this is an example of one of these fools.
Yeah, I don't want this video to be too long, to be too elongated, to be too long-winded. We will skip to the next part of this. Here we go. Wow.
Y'all out here playing Muslim.
See what scholarships you may qualify for.
Yeah, he's saying the Muslim Democrats, all Muslim Democrats are pretending to be Muslim. Yeah, that is crazy, bro. Yeah, I get he's a Christian, bro, but the bias is crazy, bro. You have to put the bias to the side, bro. You really do. You really do. It makes you corny, bro. When you make blanket remarks, when you make monolithic remarks pertinent to a whole religion, you disagree just because you disagree with the people who follow a different this religion that is different.
Goes up the same way they do. That's why Chevy's so corrupt.
Put logic before emotion.
Fascinated by the...
But I get what Tatum is saying.
Let's move on.
Certain Muslims are pretending, but to lump all of them in the same bucket is unsagacious and unlaudable to me.
Y'all here playing Muslim. Let's move on.
But you can, but go off.
Fascinated by the Goldman.
Y'all here playing Muslim. Let's move on. Scott Jennings had something
Bot
to say about
Jennings,
it. I think it was incredible.
the Republican lick spittle, the Trump puppets, the Israel puppets, the Netanyahu puppets, the man who supported Trump, the remark of Trump, the man who supported the finishing of the job in Gaza,
I don't agree with much of it.
the purging of God, the purging.
Y'all out here playing Muslim. Let's move on. Scott Jennings had something to say about it, and I think it was incredible. Roll the clip. Why don't you cover your whole
He
face?
supported Trump when Trump said finish the job in Gaza, bro. Crazy.
Don't cover your face like
Bots,
they
he
do
repeated
in
what
the country
Trump
that
said
you
too,
claim
finish
you
the
love
job.
and you came from. They gotta wear the stuff right here.
He
Why
endorses
don't you
this.
just show
He
your whole
endorsed
head?
this.
And they gotta cover
He
their
wanted
eyes up and put a blanket over their
Gaza
eyes.
to be purged
Y'all
of
playing
the
Muslim.
Gazan people.
Let's move on.
The whole area.
Scott Jennings had
Crazy.
something to say about it, and I think it was incredible. Roll the clip.
Fascinated by the Goldman Lander primary. I agree with you.
Say about it, and I think it was incredible. Roll the clip.
Fascinated by the Goldman Lander primary. I agree with you. I think Dan's going to lose. I don't agree with much of anything he's done in Congress, but I'm surprised you sort of glossed over the main issue in this race, which is Israel. I mean, Dan Goldman is a congressman, and he's Jewish, and he went into a coffee shop this weekend in Brooklyn.
Poetica Coffee
and
is
they
the
say,
name
"You're
of
not
the
welcome
shop.
here anymore." Brad
Yeah.
Lander is out speaking in mosques, telling primary. I agree with you. I think Dan's going to lose. I don't agree with much of anything he's done in Congress, but I'm surprised you sort of glossed over the main issue in this race, which is Israel. I mean, Dan Goldman is a congressman, and he's Jewish, and he went into a coffee shop this weekend in Brooklyn.
If my memory is correct, I was informed that he's only been around in politics for 3 years, two or three, a few years. Refresh my memory in the comments. Let me know. Let me know if I'm off or inaccurate as far as the number of years he's been in politics, in political power. Yeah.
Say about it, I think it was incredible. Roll the clip.
Fascinated by the Goldman
Dan Goldman
primary. I agree with you. I think Dan's going to lose. I don't agree with much of anything he's done in Congress, but I'm surprised you sort of glossed over the main issue in this race, which is Israel. I mean, Dan Goldman is a congressman, and he's Jewish, and he went into a coffee shop this weekend in Brooklyn.
Poetica
And
Coffee.
they said, "You're not welcome here."
Yeah, he was
anymore."
banned. He was
Brad Lander is
refunded
out
his
speaking
money.
in
He was
mosques,
giving back his money,
telling
and he was giving back. He was giving back the funds. He was giving back the funds and banned from the establishment. He was with his daughter.
Dan's going to lose. I don't agree with much of anything he's done in Congress, but I'm surprised you sort of glossed over the main issue in this race, which is Israel. I mean, Dan Goldman is a congressman, and he's Jewish, and he went into a coffee shop this weekend in Brooklyn, and they said, "You're not welcome here anymore." Brad Lander is out speaking in mosques, telling those people that he'd like to go align himself with Ilhan Omar and the rest of the squad. Dan Goldman's only sin, I guess, is that he thinks Israel has a right to exist. And for that, that has been the principal issue in this. And you've got the mayor of New York City,
his only sin,
out saying about AIPAC and Jewish Americans.
To be clear, saying Israel has the right to exist doesn't automatically make you evil or terrible. It doesn't make Goldman automatically terrible, to be fair to him. It all depends on the person who supports Israel. If you don't say if you don't say F all Muslims or F all Gazans or F all Arabs or whatever, or F all people who disagree with Jewish people, or F all Jews who disagree with the prevailing narrative in the Jewish community, if a person who says Israel should be a state, if a person who says Israel should be a state does not say F all Muslims, all Jews who disagree, all Arabs, all non-Jews, then he or she is not automatically evil. But if he or she does say F Muslims, F Gazans, F Arabs, F Jews who disagree, then yes, he or she is evil, he or she is unlaudable, he or she is unrighteous, he or she is devoid of rectitude, he or she is morally crappy, morally fecal, morally poopy, morally poor, morally low, repulsive, cruddy, crummy, all of these terrible things, labels. But there are he said Scott, he's manipulative, bro. He makes it seem like Goldman didn't say anything that is crazy or worthy of denunciation. He did say there's no genocide in Gaza. He did blame Hamas for everything. It is crazy. It is untrue that there's no genocide in Gaza. It is untrue that Hamas is to blame for everything, or to say Hamas started this war. There are multiple sins Goldman has engaged in, bro. To say he didn't sin because he aligns with you when it comes to Israel is all the way trash. It is all the way disgraceful, bro. Like Goldman, he's not everything Goldman says is untrue or false or wrong, but when he says there's no G-side, when he says Hamas is to blame for everything, when he says IDF responded in a justifiable way, nah, bro. Nah, you lose credibility, bro. It is what it is. You lose credibility, you lose... you can't claim moral high ground or say you have integrity when you deny something that really did happen, bro. Just because the people who got attacked were of a different religion and of a different race, this doesn't mean that a G-side didn't happen, bro. A G-side isn't limited to what's happened to the Jews back in the multiple decades ago. It isn't limited to that, bro. If you commit a mass murder against a different religion or race of people, in part or in whole, with the intent of elimination of the whole group, race or religion, then yes, this is a genocide, bro. It's any group any group is capable of doing this, bro. You don't have to be Jewish, or you don't have to be Muslim or Arab to commit genocide, or nah, bro. You don't have to be Jewish to be a victim of genocide. So this stuff Scott is saying is garbage. It is malarkey. It is codswallop. It is claptrap. It is claptrap. It is cod. It is nonsense. It is drivel. Call me whatever you want. You wish to call me, bro. Call me a Jew hater. Call me anti-Semitic. Yeah, these labels don't faze me. They don't affect me. Yeah, they're not true. They're not accurate. They're not fair. Yeah. You won't be able to find anything on my channel in which a video in which I say F all Jews or Jews control everything. You won't find it, bro. So yeah. Yeah, this stuff is crazy, bro. It is all the way shameful, bro. What people like Jennings do, they bro, they cry the victim. They make it seem like a certain group is the most oppressed group or the most attacked group or the most endangered group. This is woke shit. This is woke-ish, meant to say. I don't curse on this channel. It's just slipped out, bro, because this stuff makes you angry, bro. This mendacity, this brainwashing certain people do, certain pro-Israel people do, certain MAGA people do, these puppets, these MAGA puppets, these Israel puppets, the Israel firsters. The stuff they say, it angers you, bro. So yeah. You done? All right. Yeah, it angers you, bro. So forgive me if it slipped out, bro. F this dude, bro. He's one of the worst people in media, bro. His integrity is. He has no integrity, bro. He has no morals, no scruples. He lies. He is divisive. He lies. He says, he tries to make it seem like his disagreeers are evil for telling the truth, for saying logic, for saying the indisputable, incontrovertible truth. He makes it seem like anybody who disagrees with the prevailing narrative is evil. He makes it seem like the people who disagree with the prevailing narrative when it comes to Israel are evil for telling the indisputable and incontrovertible truth. It is nuts. It is odious. It is icky. It is hideous. F this dude.
And he's Jewish, and he went into a coffee shop this weekend in Brooklyn, and they said, "You're not welcome here anymore." Brad Lander is out speaking in mosques, telling those people that he'd like to go align himself with Ilhan Omar and the rest of the squad. Dan Goldman's own.
Yeah. He says those people when he says those people, he's referring to the Muslims. People can interpret this as anti-Muslim rhetoric, bigoted rhetoric. I want to be woke and jump to the conclusion that he was being anti-Muslim when he said to those people, or being bigoted when he said to those people. But he is very biased to Israelis, to Jewish people. This isn't me saying he hates all Muslim people, but it can be interpreted as bigotry, as anti-Muslim bigotry, anti-Arab bigotry too, not just anti-Muslim, anti-Arab Muslim bigotry. Yeah, he says, Jennings says Lander, he wants to partner with Rashida Tlaib, Omar, and the rest of the DSA crew. He says this, but he doesn't mention the reason why he wanted to partner with these people. He omitted this. He purposely omitted the reason why he wanted to partner with these people. He didn't give the audience the reason, the real reasons, the true reasons he did want to partner with Tlaib, Omar, and the rest of the crew. Yeah, he did this on purpose, bro. It is nasty. It is shameful. It is all the way shameful, bro. Yeah, he's nasty, bro. Jennings, yeah, he's dirty, bro. He's morally dirty. Yeah. Yeah, bro. He wanted to make it seem like Lander is a terrorist sympathizer, an apologist of Muslim terror groups, a co-signer of everything Tlaib and Omar says. Yeah, he's making it seem like Lander shares the radical sentiments the radical opinions that Tlaib and Omar have when it comes to Israel, the government, Israeli people. He makes it seem like Lander agrees 100% with these people when it comes to Israel, to the Israel-Gaza conflict, to the Middle East, to the whole ish, bro. Nah. The real reasons why he wanted to partner with these people include, or there are two reasons. Not saying there are not saying there are not more than two reasons, but I saw two reasons why I read two reasons why he wanted to partner with Omar, Tlaib, and the rest of the crew. One reason is he like Tlaib, he desires to he wanted to block the militaristic aid to Israel because Israel was committing war crimes and doing unprovoked, unwarranted violence against innocent people in different countries. Yeah, they breached agreements. They violated a lot of things. So he wanted to block the militaristic aid to Israel. This is what Tlaib wanted to do too. Also, they advocated for the ceasefire, the cessation of attacks, the cessation of hostilities, the cessation of killings and murders and violence. So, the last reason that reason is the second reason why he wanted to partner with Tlaib, Omar, and the rest of the DSA. He's not going to tell the audience. Jennings won't tell the audience this because it doesn't fit the narrative. It does not fit his BS bunk narrative. It doesn't fit his BS bunk garbage rubbish narrative. So he had to omit purposely the real reasons Brad Lander wanted to partner with these people. He purposely did this. He purposely omitted the real reasons Lander wanted to partner with these people. F this dude.
Those people that he'd like to go align himself with Ilhan Omar and the rest of the squad. Dan Goldman's only sin, I guess, is that he thinks Israel has a right to exist. And for that, that has been the principal issue in this. And you've got the mayor of New York City, Mamdani, out saying about AIPAC and Jewish Americans who have participated in our politics that they are, quote, monsters.
What evidence do you have to prove this to be true? Did he say all of them are monsters? Certain people who... There are many AIPAC recipients who are monsters. Randy Fine, who said to overflow the streets of Gaza with blood. There are no innocent Palestinians. Come on, bro. Stop.
And for that, that has been the
Ted Cruz said we have to serve Israel, the interests of Israel before the interests of America, bro.
Monsters. What is happening right now in New York City that exists. And for that, that has been the principal issue in this. And you've got the mayor of New York City, Mamdani, out saying about AIPAC and Jewish Americans who have participated in our politics that they are, quote, monsters.
A lot of them are monsters.
The Democrat socialist takeover exists.
Facts over feelings.
That
Goofy.
is the principal issue in this, and you've got the mayor of New York
Certain
City,
Jewish
Mamdani,
people are monsters.
saying about AIPAC and
Not all Jewish
Americans
people.
who have participated in our politics
Certain people,
that they are,
period.
quote,
Certain people
monsters.
of all races are monsters. Certain people of all religions. Certain people of all religions are monsters.
Nationally, look what's happening now in New York City. The Democrat
Some people of
socialist
all
takeover of the
communities,
Democratic
period,
Party
are
should
monsters,
frighten not just
cretins,
Jewish Americans,
devils,
but all Americans everywhere,
villains.
because this is the direction New York City Mamdani out
Cry
saying
about it,
AIPAC
in the
and
words
Jewish Americans
of
who
Liv
have
Morgan.
participated in our politics that they are, quote, monsters. What is happening right now in New York City, the Democrat socialist takeover of the Democratic
If
Party.
Mamdani did say they're all monsters, Mamdani should be ashamed of himself. He is goofier than he already is, but I doubt he said all of them are monsters. I really doubt that he said all of these people are monsters.
Exist. And for
But
that,
okay.
that has been the principal issue in this. And you've got the mayor of New York City, Mamdani, out saying about AIPAC and Jewish Americans who have participated in our politics that they are, quote, monsters. What is happening right now in New York City, the Democrat socialist takeover of the Democratic Party, should frighten not just Jewish Americans, but all Americans everywhere, because this is the direction the Democrats are headed nationally. Look what's happening in Michigan, and it is frightening. Throwing Democrat Jewish congressmen out of coffee shops in Brooklyn, New York. It's not 1930s Germany. This is the United States of America.
We warned you guys.
Dan Goldman, the one who got beaten by Brad Lander, he said to the DOJ Civil Rights Division, or let me go back. The DOJ Civil Rights Division intended to investigate whether or not the Poetica coffee shop banned Goldman, had the right to ban Dan Goldman or illegally discriminated against Dan Goldman based on race, religion, or ethno-religion. They intended to probe whether or not the shop had the right to ban Goldman or illegally discriminated against him based on race, religion, or ethno-religion. Dan Goldman stepped in. He said to the CRD that they don't need to get involved. It's not necessary. He thinks it is sad and surprising that the ban happened, that the refund and ban befell him. He does believe it is sad and surprising. He does think it is crazy that they did this to him. He does think he does ask the shop. He does say it doesn't make sense for the shop to punish him, to punish one Jewish American for the actions of a foreign government, for the actions of the Israeli government. It's unfair to punish one Jewish person. This part is true. It is unfair, but we don't know for sure if the shop punished him for being Jewish or for his for his faith or his religion, for following Judaism or his ethno-religion. Jewish is an ethno-religion. It is not just a religion. It is also a race. It is a race and a religion. Jewish. So it is an ethno-religion. We don't know for sure, but it is possible. It is possible. It is possible that the shop banned him for being Jewish for his ethno-religion. That would be illegal discrimination. You can't ban somebody from a shop or an establishment based on race, religion, or ethno-religion. It is illegal. They would be violating. They would be violative if they did do this. Goldman thinks they did do it, but there's no evidence yet to prove this to be true. So we have to wait and see. But it is possible, to be fair to him. It is possible. It is evil if they did ban him for being Jewish. If they punished one Jewish American for the actions of a government. Yeah. He thinks, or the shop disagrees with Dan Goldman. They say they banned him because they disagree with him politically. They think he's a fascist, a homophobe, a genocide enabler. They think he's a fascist, genocide enabler, homophobe, racist. They think he's all of these things, based on the view, because he has different views than they do when it comes to the Israel conflict, the Israel-Gaza conflict. He's soft on IDF for sure. He is soft on the Israel Defense Forces. He doesn't think Israel committed terrorism or war crimes, or not war crimes, but he doesn't think Israel is committed a genocide in Gaza. He doesn't think Israel is genocidal or capable of doing genocide, because he has different beliefs than the shop does. They banned him. This is their reason. This is the shop's reason for banning him, because they disagree with him politically when it comes to the Israel conflict. They disagree with his views pertinent to the government of Israel, to Netanyahu, to IDF, to the country of Israel. They disagree with him, so they banned him. This is their reason. They could be lying. They could be using this as a shield, an excuse to be hateful, to be discriminatory, meant to say, to be bogus, to be tyrannical, to be terrible, despotic, all of these things. But they could be telling us the truth too. They just banned him for having different political views pertinent to Israel. It is possible, but it is also possible that they banned him based on his ethno-religion. That is crazy, violative, evil, despicable, detestable, abhorrent. Yes. We will see though. Dan Goldman, he said, even though it is unfair, even though it is crazy that they did this, he is not tripping too much about this. He's not oversensitive. He's not over emotional. He's handling it well, gracefully. He's taking it gracefully. He says, I have a national platform. He told the CRD, redirect your focus to the Jewish people who face real public threats. He said to redirect your attention to those people. I will be good. I will be okay. I will be straight. Don't worry. You don't have to be concerned. I am a big boy. I'm tough. I'm strong. I have a big voice, a big platform, a big microphone. I have visibility. So I will be okay. This is what he's saying. In other words, he's not making himself out to be a victim, even though he can. It would be understandable, but he's not making himself out to be a victim or seeking sympathy or seeking pity. He's not craving sympathy. He's not craving pity. He doesn't want people to feel sorry for him, bro. He's tough. He's strong. I give him credit where it is due. Salutes to him for not making himself out to be the victim in this case. Even though I disagree with him when it comes to Israel, to the conflicts, to the Middle East, to these things, I do give him plaudits for not seeking sympathy or wanting people to feel sorry for him, bro. He could have done this like certain other Israel firsters, or certain other, meant to say, very pro-Israel people do. Certain super pro certain communities, period. Certain super pro black people, certain super pro Asians, etc. He's not making himself out to be the victim like certain super pro communities, period. So I give him credit where it is due. Salutes to him for this. Even though we disagree, we don't align politically, we don't align when it comes to Israel, to the Gaza stuff, to the government, I still salute him, I still commend him, I still venerate him for being tough when it comes to this. Yeah. We will see what happens, man. If he did get banned based on his ethno-religion, the shop should be held accountable. No BS, no excuses, no evasion of accountability should happen, bro. They should be held accountable. They should face consequences, negative consequences for doing this. If they were in the right, if they did have the right to remove Goldman from their establishment, if they did have the right to ban Goldman from their establishment, then Goldman can't, or people who support Goldman can't play the victim or cry foul or play the victim. They just can't play the victim, bro. If they did have the right to ban this dude, if they didn't, then the shop should. If they didn't have the right, the shop should be held accountable. If they did not have the right to ban this dude, if they did not have the right to ban this dude, they should be held accountable. The shop is a private business, but in certain cases, even if you can still be held accountable, even if you ban somebody for politically disagreeing. Political party or political views are not do not warrant or do not make you immune to banning from a private business, but in certain cases, businesses can still be held accountable if there are places of accommodation, public accommodation. If they are places of public accommodations, they can't. If they are places of public accommodation, they can still be held accountable. Yeah, we will see.
Shops in Brooklyn, New York. It's not 1930s Germany. This is the United States of America.
We warned you guys, and we're gonna look back 15 years from now, 20 years from now, and we're gonna say, we told y'all, this radical socialism stuff is crazy.
Yep,
It's
all the way.
radical.
We concur, we converge.
There's no application to it. It's not real. All right, let's get to Joy Behar with her sorry self, bro.